It's 8 o'clock on a Monday morning, and I am here in one of the busiest and craziest places of Port Elizabeth, South Africa. You know, when people come to South Africa, they want to visit the wineries. They want to go on a safari to see the 5 big game. But right here, you see more than that. You see drugs, prostitution, child trafficking, life and death. This is Sinethemba. It is a home to 26 children. There's 17 boys and there's 9 girls. But most of them have been neglected, they've been abused, they've been abandoned. But right here at Sinethemba, they find a safe haven. Mama Signoria, with the help of her husband and volunteers, provide a stable home environment for the children growing up and looks after them up until the age of 20. I have met the lady, the woman behind giving hope to these 26 children, and it's Mama Signoria. Mama, tell us, what motivated you? What inspired you to do this?
The thing that motivated me a lot, at the age of 6 up to 17, I spent the whole 10 years as a street child in the street. My mother was an alcoholic woman. She has no condition to raise me up. And I didn't know my father was. I didn't want to see each and every, even one child, to taste the life that I tasted before. That's why I gave my life to them.
Lachey's mother, a prostitute and alcoholic, left her in the middle of the street to get run over. She was only 1.5 years old. Although each child has a different story about how they came about staying at Sinethemba, a common thread in their lives is the positive effect that Mama has had on all of them.
What I like most in Sinethemba, I like Mama because Mama helped me. I was so young and my mother left me in the house.
Teach us the right things and not to speak wrong to other guys and not to play with bad guys at school.
Mama encourages working together as a team. Each child has daily tasks which build strong personal relationships amongst the children, and it solidifies the feeling of a family unit.
Mama gave me a big help, and I appreciated what she did to me. So now I take Mama as my family, I take her as my mother and my father.
I feel like part of Sinethemba because everyone chats and everyone hangs out together.
One of Mama's biggest goals as Sinethemba is to empower her kids through education so that they can create a sustainable living for themselves when they are older.
What I want for them, to give them education, to be the better citizen of the South Africa by education, to give them life, to give them hope.
When I grow up, I want to be a social worker.
I want to be a nurse.
I want to be an artist and design clothes.
Mama has inspired and given these children hope for a bright future. However, these kids are subject to a low standard of education at the township schools, where resources like books and stationery are very limited. Many of these children struggle with basic math, reading, and writing, which are all critical in forming the foundations for a successful education. The aid provided by the volunteers at the Community Service Learning course is a start to improving these learners' levels of education. But much more is needed to be done, and this is one of the many challenges that Sinethemba is facing. The home relies heavily on funding and donations to feed, to clothe, and look after these children. This is becoming increasingly difficult with the lack of support.
There's no regular funding coming in. Our local municipality, with their grant in aid, we were supposed to let us have funding in November. We've had nothing from them. And the municipality is in financial trouble. The corporates are just not funding. There's no funding coming from any of the major corporates that we've been dealing with in the past because of the economic situation. So at the moment it's very difficult keeping the centre running on a day-to-day basis.
The question I ask myself is what will happen to these children if they're unable to keep the center running?
If I was in Sinethemba, I think I would be in the streets.
The lives and future of 26 children could drastically change. Without Sinethemba, these children would not be able to afford an education, a home, or even a meal. It will take the volunteers, the local community, and the community abroad to keep this project going. A small gesture can bring about a monumental change in a child's life.